welcome back. It's episode 5? Yeah, episode 5. We're slowly stacking the numbers, making good progress, discussing more bands.
Yeah.
And you're back as well. I don't have to fly solo for this one. I said, the people, they don't schmuck this face flying solo. We need some of that JP spice. So welcome back once again. And yeah, let's jump into it. Let's get to tonight's episode, discussing some bands. We have a little bit of a theme going tonight.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little space exploration that we're doing tonight.
Something in that sense.
Yeah. Well, kick it off for us. Let's get to it.
Yeah, well, I've decided to do a much less dreary album than my usual. How many have I done of these 3?
Yeah.
There's been a bit of a theme.
Yeah.
Of bleakness,
Dread.
depression, dread.
Yeah.
This one, happy. You can see I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
It's because I've been listening to this album.
Nice.
So, the band I chose is called the Lennon Claypool Delirium.
Nice.
Bit of a psychedelic, prog rock throwback in a way.
Nice.
That very kind of classic prog rock sound.
Yeah.
Like that 70s prog rock sound. Also very psychedelic.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of weird guys.
Oh, but that's what we like,
Yeah.
We like the weird.
Yeah, I mean, I like the 70s prog rock genre quite a lot.
Yeah,
These guys bringing the modern kind of interpretation of it.
Yeah. Adding some more psychedelic effects.
Yeah, very
Okay.
cool. Very cool for me.
Okay.
Looking at the members of the band, obviously there are some guys' names in there. Some that might sound familiar
Yes.
to people who know their music.
Yes.
You know, when I'm talking Lennon, I'm not talking the great grandchild of that Russian dude.
Nice.
It's Sean Lennon is one of the main creative forces. He's John Lennon's son. For a long time, I didn't know he was really even carrying on. I didn't even know John Lennon had a son, actually.
That's exactly what I wanted to say just now. It's like, I don't believe I knew he had a son.
So I think he does various kinds of small projects.
Yeah.
And not really big. I think he's literally just at that point where he got like a huge inheritance.
Oh, yeah.
And he can just do whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I think it would be natural for him to do musical endeavors.
I don't think he actually has to work or anything.
Yeah, I
He just makes
mean,
these bands. So
if your dad's John Lennon, you're not gonna have to do much for the rest of your life.
I mean, the only other band I really checked out of is called Ghost of a Saber-Toothed Tiger, which is also pretty cool.
I actually saw that video. It's that you talked about the label a while ago with one of our podcasts, like
Sub
very
Pop?
indie, Sub Pop, very indie, small.
Yes.
I actually saw the video where he plays with a chick.
Yes.
And they do
Yes.
like a duet type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, very cool, very interesting.
Yeah, that's a much more chill thing he does. But he sounds a lot like his dad.
Yeah, definitely.
You can hear that. He just has that voice.
He has the Lennon voice, yeah.
His voice is just a little more, I don't know how to describe
Like
it.
modern?
Yeah.
Like it, I don't know, it's difficult to describe.
I don't know, maybe it's just, it's such a different style of music
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah, that's true,
It's almost like if John Lennon was in a kind of, well, I mean, the Beatles did have their, when they started doing drugs, they did go into that psychedelic.
Yeah.
So you can almost imagine Sean Lennon stuff a lot like the second half of the Beatles. Because for those of you who don't know, the Beatles basically had 2 periods. It's like the first, they were very kind of clean pop rock.
Yeah.
And then the drugs came in around 1965, I believe.
Yeah.
was the year.
Some bad
And
boys.
then the music got real cool.
Yeah. It's like they were sitting around and Paul McCartney was sitting there like, guys, I think I have the key to success, and he just whips out this little bag of acid.
Pretty much.
look what I have.
Except they were in India. That's basically the only thing you need to add to that story. They were like finding some kind of Hare Krishna or something.
Yeah.
And then the music got even better, I think.
Nice.
So that kind of era of the Beatles, you can imagine.
Don't take away that doing drugs will make your music better. It's most likely to do the opposite.
It just happened to have come for the best-selling band of all time.
Yeah.
Don't try it.
Just do your thing and then get high.
Anyway, the other member is Les Claypool, legendary bassist of Primus.
Yes, of course. Slap at a bass.
Real weird guy.
Yeah, definitely a strange character.
A funny character.
Yeah.
He also wrote the theme song of South Park.
Yes,
Tidbit.
Yeah.
Just a weird dude in general. Like, personally, I'm not a big Primus fan. It's a bit too much for me.
Yeah, it's very chaotic all over the place.
It's this hillbilly weird sound.
Hillbilly
prog.
funk jazz.
So this is like a much more digestible Primus almost.
It's like a commercially accessible Primus.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Les Claypool, just a weird dude. I mean, legend has it he actually, Metallica went through some bassists. He actually went to audition for Metallica.
Oh, really? Nice.
Like, rocked up there in like sandals and a Hawaiian shirt. Started slapping. James is there playing like Master of Puppets. He's like, can I slap to this?
Just like all over the fucking place.
Yeah, and they were just like, it would have been really cool, but I think they chose, who was that guy? Jason Newsted instead.
Yeah.
But imagine Metallica with this Claypool. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have definitely been an interesting setup. Very interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, getting to the album.
Yes.
The album is called South of Reality.
Yes.
Which is really the theme they went for. It's just like the themes are very weird and fantasy oriented.
Out there, yeah. Sci-fi orientated.
Kind of. I mean, there's a lot of weird. Anything weird.
Yeah.
I just threw in there. If you look at the album art, you can see this cricket man.
Yeah.
On a planet somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just very psychedelic.
Yeah, definitely. I when I saw the album art as well, first thing that came to mind was like, this is gonna be some psychedelic, spacey music that we're gonna be listening to. Yeah.
So the album was released in 2019.
Oh, very recently.
They haven't. It's more of a side project for them.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So they haven't released much, but last year they released this, and it's honestly for me the most enjoyable thing I've heard from both of them.
Oh, nice.
I just want to mention as well, not to take away from the other members of the band, they are actually a bit of a supergroup. The other members are a guy called Jao Nogueira, from Stone Giant, which is a band I've heard the name of before, but I don't know. I didn't go check them.
Yeah, I don't know their music.
The other guy, the drummer, Paolo Baldi, of Cake. And
of Cake?
Cake.
Oh, okay, yeah,
so,
I've heard of it.
Yeah, we've both been forced to listen to a lot of Cake.
Yeah.
Through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
So we know Cake.
Yeah.
So the guy from Cake plays for them as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, they have their good performances as well, but I mean, it's Lennon and Claypool who are the creators.
Yeah, they're the focus points of the band. Okay.
I mean, looking at what they bring to the album, the Lennon being more of the melody guy.
Yeah.
But he's a guitarist as well. He does some cool guitar parts, very effects layered.
Yeah.
Cool riffs, but I mean, it's not his main strong point.
Yes.
It's kind of melody writing.
Adds it as a filler. Yeah.
What he definitely inherited from his dad is like the guy has a sense for melodies.
Yes.
It's a prog album.
Yeah.
But like very cool and interesting melodies.
Yes.
And very catchy as well.
Yeah.
So it does have that pop element.
Yes.
Definitely brings it in.
Yeah.
I feel is like Lennon's strong point here.
And they blend it with the prog.
Yeah, and then Claypool is probably the one that brings the prog elements.
Yeah.
Like if you have one of the best bassists in the world,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he's writing some riffs,
Yeah.
like it's gonna get pretty weird and wacky and proggy.
Yes.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
And he does stuff on a bass that, like, your normal bass
Yeah,
don't even think of.
it's difficult to comprehend some of the stuff he manages to play. Truly an exceptional bass player.
Yeah, so instrumentally, sound-wise, it's just great sounding all around. I have
Yes.
nothing more to say about that.
From like the one song I've heard, what's it called? Little Fishes. Yeah. The one song that I heard, that's super, super cool. You know, having the pop elements being blended with the psychedelic prog.
Yeah.
So cool. And it's clean as well. That's the thing. Like for a prog song with Claypool on the bass, it's not as chaotic. As you mentioned earlier, it's accessible. It's actually very happy prog music to listen to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those. That's the opening track.
Yeah.
Of the album, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely gives a good taste of what's to come. It's like this weird melody that it starts with, and the bass plays along with the melody.
Yes.
And then the next part is just the slapping starts.
Yeah.
And then it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Catchy chorus from the psychedelic kind of guitar solo.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what you can expect from the album. They kind of set the scene.
Yeah.
And they also have some very funny lyrics and just lyrical themes. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Little Fishes,
Yeah.
to start with, was one of my favorite lines in it. Like, they try to be kind of funny,
Okay.
like taking a piss with some people.
Yeah. Adding a little
Actually,
comedic effect.
Yeah, one of the best lines from that song is, "Gone are the days when you didn't need Wi-Fi to help find someone to kiss. Gone are the days when your brand of genitalia would determine where to piss."
Nice.
I found that pretty funny.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And then it continues in the next song. The second song is called Blood and Rockets, Movement 1, Saga of Jack Parsons, Movement 2, To the Moon.
Oh, nice. Nice. Definitely got a sci-fi element. That sounds those tracks sound like an 80s sci-fi novel.
So this is a very interesting song for me. This is based on a true story.
Oh, okay.
If you go look up Jack Parsons, he was actually this crazy guy that really lived.
Is he the guy that like built his own?
Yeah, he started building rockets as a child. Got really good at it. To the point where he was like one of the best guys out there. He was like one of the experts, and he was self-taught to a large extent.
Yeah.
Obviously, later when it became academic, he excelled because
He already
knew
had
what
a background. Yeah.
He was like the go-to guy. He became like government employed.
Oh, wow. So he actually managed to...
Yeah, he worked for NASA.
Yeah, holy shit.
But he was this weird, uncontrollable guy. He was not this conventional scientist.
Yeah, a true mad scientist.
He was a true mad scientist. Like, go look him up. He was like the definition of a real mad scientist.
Yeah.
And eventually, as he got richer and weirder, he befriended L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh,
the guy who invented Scientology.
Yeah.
They were friends. And he got really into the occult and Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, oh yes.
And he started like in his mansion. He was just this crazy bachelor guy, and he started hosting these occult
magic parties. Yeah.
And like this is all heard in the song. They tell the story of his life.
Yeah.
And yeah, he lived by that whole Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Who is that? Like LaVeyan Satanism.
Oh,
Anton LaVey.
Anton LaVey, yeah.
He lived that whole lifestyle.
Oh, so definitely like deep into the occult.
Yeah, and he made a lot of enemies along the way in the government, and he died very mysteriously at the end.
Oh.
In an explosion in his garage.
Suicided.
Yeah, well, no, he's like, he had an explosion.
Oh.
After many, many decades of successfully building rockets, he had an accident in his garage.
Oh.
Sounds suspicious, but
that does sound a little suspicious.
This is not a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah. We're not going to be focusing on go do your own research and make your own assumptions at the end of this.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the album goes on like that. Number one I found kind of funny, I just want to mention another track, is The Cricket Chronicles Revisited. Part 1, ask your doctor. Part 2, side effects. But side spelled like PSYDE. So it's
Nice.
as far as I can tell, the lyrics are basically about a guy turning into a cricket.
Yeah. It's like maybe they're satirizing that Kafka book where the guy turns into the cockroach.
It is kind of like Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And like part 1, they sing about turning into a cricket, and then 2, they just list the side effects.
I couldn't find him being turned into a cricket. It's like they're like side effect number 1. Fucking everything wants to eat you.
Yeah. Literally, I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. I had to go listen and like write a few down.
Oh, okay.
Because some of them were so funny.
Please.
And it's like it's this guy talking like, ask your doctor, side effects might include, and he lists a whole bunch of stuff. I'll just get some of the highlights that I actually could find.
Nice.
So, in case you're wondering, side effects of turning into a human cricket could include dusty nipples, fish lips, cyclops rod,
Cyclops rod.
facial vagina,
Oh.
robot pothead, neck testicle,
Oh god.
finger jelly,
Oh no.
navel inversion,
What?
and last but not least, ascoid fungus.
Oh, that's the worst one probably. The neck testicle, immediately the first image that comes to mind is Hugh Jackman in movie 43. Where he goes on the date with that chick and he has the scrotum. It's like dangling off his chin. Yeah. Maybe Hugh Jackman is a human cricket.
Well, this album really embodies the spirit of movie 43. Now that you mention it, in case like anyone who's watched that will know, it's weird and it's out there.
Random.
And it's funny.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't have much more to say than that. It's just a fun
album.
And it's proggy, but I mean, the songs don't go like past 10 minutes. It's like most of them are between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Catchy, as I mentioned, digestible.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a hardcore prog guy to
like,
be into it.
Yeah. You don't have to be like a fucking full-on prog nerd to analyze this album.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's super dope. Those side effects. Well, I'm glad I know now. If someday by some miraculous chance a mad scientist crosses my path and asks me, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to be turned into a human cricket?" I already know the side effects. I'm gonna decline. I'm okay. I can do without the dusty nipples.
You don't want dusty nipples. You don't want
the Cyclops rod, though. That sounds intriguing.
It does sound. It could be actually promising.
What, like, does your dickhead just turn into an eyeball? Because that would be horrible. I'd definitely take a fucking pass. But yeah, let's stick with the space theme.
Yeah.
The band that I'll be talking about, the album as well, very spacey, space themed. Rings of Saturn, an American deathcore band from the Bay Area in California. Cali boys.
Deathcore.
Yeah, deathcore, bro.
Do they play more than just the open and first fret on the lowest string?
They definitely do.
Oh shit.
They honestly, they take it to the next fucking level. So the band was formed in 2009 and originally they were only a studio project. They didn't perform live or do any live shows. However, I think they also started on MySpace.
Okay.
With a lot of
MySpace.
Yeah, with a lot of other popular bands like Attack, Oscar Alexandria, Job for a Cowboy.
Jeez, when was this? 1970.
It's a few fucking years ago. So they gained a lot of popularity after posting some of their demo work. Signed with the record label Unique Leader Records, and then the band they formed a full lineup of members and started doing full-time touring, playing live shows. The members consist of Lucas Mann, Ian Bearer, Joel Amans, and Mike Caputo. And of those four, the only one that truly stands out is Lucas Mann, who is an insane guitarist, truly insane. I mentioned this earlier, that he was called out on YouTube by another famous YouTuber, Jared Dines,
Yes.
who told him that he's playing fake notes, he's doing a lot of stuff in post, and Lucas Mann absolutely humiliated Jared Dines by doing a live video with live recording and just basically shredded the fuck out of that guitar and proved that he is truly a guitar god.
Yeah.
He understands the instrument to the fullest extent. So there's music style features, very technical elements, heavily influenced by themes of alien life and outer space. Yeah, they're very progressive as well, very technical deathcore type of music that they're making. And they have humorously deemed themselves as alien core.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, creating the alien core genre. And it's quite funny that they did that, because like not long after they did the alien core branding, a lot of bands followed suit and started doing similar type of music, embracing the outer space and alien themed music, which I think, you know,
these days you can just choose any lyrical theme and then call
literally
it that thing core.
Yeah, core.
And then
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like your little genre.
Yeah. Look at me. I've just created this little thing that nobody else is gonna listen to, but it's mine.
Yeah, I mean, we have Viking core.
Yeah. We have like crab core. We had crab core. We have clown core as well.
Core.
Yeah, that is. So anything with core, I mean, you can fucking put cheese core.
We have Flanders core.
Flanders core, that's true. Yeah.
Flanders
With what's the band? Oakley Dokley. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the band employs fast riffing with a lot of added harmonious effects, a lot of fast tempos, a lot of ambient elements that they also utilize, and the lyrics deal, as I said, with space invasion and extraterrestrial life. And they've released 5 full-length albums, and the one specifically I want to talk about is called Gid'em. It's like a redneck. Get 'em, boy!
All the riffs, tasty.
They are tasty.
It's an instrumental album.
Yes, it's an instrumental album, and it's like the conventional normal album with vocals. They did the one with the vocals, and then they did the instrumental.
So it's like an instrumental version of.
Yes.
Of the first that brought
the
up.
first,
Okay.
yeah. And I like the instrumental one a little bit more, just like a smidge. The one with the vocals, it's still freaking awesome because you get to hear all the vocal abilities.
But actually, you're saying he's shit.
Yeah. He's very talented, but the type of music that they're making is already so busy that with the harsh vocals on top of it, it can be a little overwhelming sometimes. So I lean towards the instrumental album because it's a little more accessible. Great for just like, you know,
the riffs.
Yeah, just for those fucking caveman riffs. Dude.
Have you ever thought about the founding fathers of America? They've never heard a metal riff in their life.
Yeah, that's
Yet we're still so dependent on their
traditions. Constitution, yeah.
It's like, dude, have you ever even listened to Slave? Are we supposed to live by your rules?
407 fucking shreds ago, Abraham Lincoln stood and ripped off his sleeves and just grabbed that flying V. It's like, I'm gonna constitute some fucking riffs right now. And that's probably how he freed the slaves. Yeah. Probably using riffs.
Loosely how it happened.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in history, but I think that's pretty much how it happened. So there was a time not long ago where an album like Gid'em would truly have caused metalheads' jaws to drop. You know, this style did not exist when they first started, and having listened to it, I can truly testify that if this type of music had to come out in 2008, 2009, the metal world would truly have been in a state of shock. These days, though, I feel like the levels of brutality and precision and like virtuoso dexterity in extreme metal has truly been pushed to like utterly preposterous levels. Like everybody's constantly going harder and faster and more notes and doing the most heavy riffs and the fucking most brutal vocals.
Yeah.
And you know, countless bands pursue a similarly wild style and like technical extreme course that Rings of Saturn do.
It's just like record like a machine gun.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're doing double bass today.
Yeah, it's like AR-15 in the studio, just sounding off, and you know,
Heavy as fuck, bro.
yeah, exactly. And all these bands that pursue this style, you'd think that they'd make it hard for Rings of Saturn to stand out.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case. Whether like through shrewd calculation or instinctive feel, Giddum sees like the spazzed out deathcore extremism making a return to the deeply wonky and sci-fi metal insanity of one of their, I think actually their first album, Dinger, which came out in 2012, and Lugal Kien, which is actually Sumerian, ancient language. But those two albums were very, we're getting a lot of history lessons tonight.
I can see you're trying not to nerd out about Sumerian.
I'm really trying hard because I know what that means, and I'm just like,
for 30 minutes.
I've got to keep it in because they're the oldest civilization and I should just shut the fuck up right now. So those two albums were very space orientated, very portrayed the alien life very good, and their 2017 album Ulta Ula, which is also Sumerian, is a lot more straightforward, just technical death metal. So with this album, they came back and came back to the whole space themed album.
Yeah.
So, sorry, if you felt that the band's last album suffered from a lack of tick-inducing dissonance, because like the album does kind of make you want to like, oh Jesus. Because it's so quick and all over the place, and it's like it's all these weird noises going off all over the fucking place. The opener Pustules and the genuinely dizzying Divine Authority will have you legitimately grinning like an idiot. The first time I listened to it, I was sitting there like, God fuck, how is this possible? It truly blew my fucking mind. There are other songs, these songs that I'm mentioning now, I'm just saying it now, they're like the highlight tracks.
Yes.
I'd recommend you go and listen to. On the other hand, we have Hypodermis Glitch, which features a predictably terrifying cameo from Enterprise Earth's frontman Dan Watson, another space-themed band. And the dude is fucking good on the vocals, like truly good. Has countless twists and turns, and then there's like this midpoint in the song where they just descend into fucking blast beats for years. It's truly an assault on the senses. And then one of my personal favorites, Bloated and Stiff, wields these breakdowns like spiked cudgels, which are like a mace basically. Veering off into like crazed tech death showboating and brief bursts of hazy
It's
ambience.
unfair, you didn't tell me we're writing down like thesaurus notes. I just came here with my shitty
You're doing
asteroid
great,
fungus.
We'll hit the thesaurus next time for a synonym for asteroid fungus. Then we have another song, Tormented Consciousness, that lays the truly ignorant fucking caveman slam riffs. They lay them on thick. Alright? As guitarist Lucas Mann's endless ingenuity conjures up probably the 5 most exhilarating minutes of the album. Because it's like...
I thought you were going to say your life.
I can see my life flashing before my eyes while
the most alive I've felt in the last fucking 20 years.
Yeah, basically. So he adds a lot of the harmonies and, these weird pinch harmonics and tapping and harmonious screes, like fucking scraping the
strings. You with your guitar terminal.
I recently acquired a 6-string, so I must be very pretentious when talking about guitar stuff. So the previous single, The Husk is probably the closest song you'll get to like being commercially accessible, the easiest to listen to. It's not as challenging or overwhelming as the rest of the album. Very cool. I'm just saying that if you if you want to go and listen to Rings of Saturn, do not expect like 4 to the floor music. That's not what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but like on the complete opposite of the spectrum. So the Husk is like, it's very prog thrashy, if I can put it like that. And then, as I said, they bombard you with curveballs of like these caveman slammy riffs and just a bombardment of blast beats all over the place.
Yeah.
Truly.
So is that song like 280 BPM instead of 320 BPM? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. They bring it down a little, you know, take away some spice. Before, with the next song, right after that, you're just like immediately thrown back into the fucking deep end. Yeah, so being a proggy and very heavy band, they are very melodic as well. Mentioned this now a few times. They carry a melody like extremely well.
That's usually what attracts me to like a deathcore album. I would usually listen to deathcore if it's just 40 minutes of
blast beats
and
chugging
breakdowns. Like, it has to be a little extra spice.
Yeah, exactly. And that's so true what you say. You know, deathcore can be such a boring genre. Yeah. You know, it can be heavy, and that's dope. But I can listen to, there are many deathcore bands out there, a multitude that you could name, that if you listen to the first 3 songs on the album, you've heard the album. Yeah. You can switch it off and go do something, and go garden or fucking watch some television.
Yeah.
And this album is super cool because I managed to listen to it from start to finish, thanks to the like proggy element. So they have all these cool guitar stuff that they're doing and the melodies that they're carrying. So they have these thick ass riffs, but then there's like this little melody in the background that just carries it so well. Truly enjoyed it. And then just want to finish off by saying that like taking this bug-eyed entity that is Gidim, it casually restores Rings of Saturn to their, how can I put it, their previous status as modern death metal's maddest scientists, because they truly brought something very new to the table. You know, before that I don't know of many people who played the type of stuff that Lucas Mann plays on the guitar.
Yeah,
it's like this otherworldly being that can just like make a guitar his bitch, basically.
Yeah,
super good. So yeah, you can name a lot of other bands that may be able to play faster and harder and put more notes per second in there, but if you just want like rampaging lunacy performed with a touch of class, if I could put it like that, then the Rings of Saturn crew are definitely still the imperious masters or lords of the deathcore, alien core laboratory. You know,
the undisputed kings of alien core.
Yeah, basically.
But every father wants his son to grow up to be.
Yeah. It's like, son, I can't wait for you to be a doctor. Dad, I'm gonna play in an alien core band one day. I'm gonna make wee-woo noises on 6 strings. Yes, son, you do that. You do that. So yeah, that's pretty much all from my part for the album and the band. And yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a few minutes left, so I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Do aliens exist?
I believe that the universe is too big for extraterrestrial life to not exist.
You have thought about this?
I have thought about this on a daily basis. Yes. It's something that crosses my mind more than I would like to. I'd be busy working, you know, at my job, educating young minds, and then suddenly I'd go into a fit of existential crisis about why are we the fuck still alone? Where the fuck are you?
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think they're out there.
yeah.
I think they're out there, but they don't want to interact with us.
Yeah.
We're too fucking dumb. Yeah. But the Rings of Saturn guys, they're maybe onto something. They're like, guys, I found a way to maybe communicate with these beings.
Yeah.
We should collaborate with Tom DeLonge and get in touch with the Greys.
We need the Tom.
The Tom.
You heard it here first. Next week,
Yeah.
special guest,
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge
Tom DeLonge.
on the Rogue Dose
Yeah.
podcast.
Angels and Airwaves, the vocalist, will be making a quick visit, telling us about how aliens are super duper 100% no joke, no fakeroonies real.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I hope he arrives in some sort of extravagant shuttle. You know? Yeah, I'd enjoy that.
He's gonna arrive in like his presidential helicopter because obviously he's Donald Trump's #1 go-to guy when it comes to
UFOs,
aliens and the Space Force.
Yeah.
I imagine 2030,
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge, head of Space Force.
Head of space.
At least head of extraterrestrial research.
Okay, I could see that. We're like,
He's gonna have like diplomatic immunity
yeah.
because he's gonna be like one of the most important human beings on Earth.
He's gonna be the one to greet them. when
He's
they
gonna be the
come.
ambassador to Earth. What am I even saying about research?
Yeah, he's not gonna
Like-
be fucking around sitting behind a computer.
He's
No,
gonna be
no,
the
no, no.
diplomat.
Yeah. He's gonna be the head of extraterrestrial relations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look forward to that day.
I wouldn't mind having some relations with some extraterrestrials.
I'm about to have some extraterrestrial space beers up in this bitch. But yeah, I think
magical third hole.
it's like that. It reminds me of that scene in Paul, like 3 tits. Nice. You should have given her 4. That's just fucking sick. 4 tits. That's disgusting. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Yes, we digress.
Thanks for listening to our conversation regarding music and alien life. Be sure to tune in next week for whatever the fuck awaits you. But once again, yeah, thanks. Keep an ear out. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, episode 5. This has been it. Thank you very much, JP. I'm glad you're back to fill in the void that I could not when I was flying solo.
Well, let me go help you fill in that other void.
And on that note,